We are standing at such a powerful evolutionary window. It's intensifying, and it's so easy at the moment to feel this anxiety, to feel this overwhelm, to feel this sense of reaching your capacity, reaching your limit. Like, I can't, I'm really being pushed to the extremes. And I want to ask you, is there a core fear that you're really afraid to face, that is preventing you to make some extremely powerful choices and important choices in your life right now? My name is Alexandra, I'm a guide, I'm a visionary, and I'm here to really help you reconnect to who you are, reconnect to your sense of trust, intuition, your purpose, your mission, your power. And I have released already last week a November energy update. If you haven't watched it, you can go and watch it. But in this video, I want to zoom into a very specific aspect that I witness happening in so many people's, including my life at the moment. And that is this theme of fear versus intuition. That is the sense of our deepest fears are coming up and being asked to be faced. But often we feel that, if we're afraid, there is something wrong. When actually sometimes it is our intuition that is coming online and that is asking us to step up, and we can get confused. What is the fear? What is the intuition? How can I really discern what is true for me in this moment, instead of returning back to old patterns that feel safe, because we are just afraid to move on and to make certain decisions in our life. And so in today's video, I want to really explore this theme of fear versus intuition, and I want to kind of offer a perspective through 3 different themes and 3 different angles to hopefully help you navigate this time in your life. And what I want to begin with is really to acknowledge that when your limits, your capacity is being tested, it's actually your sense of self, your sense of who you've been, that is being tested. And I want to offer this framework to kind of normalize what's happening right now, including the fundamental perspective of the nervous system. Your nervous system doesn't want you to be happy. Your nervous system wants you to be safe. And you stay safe by reproducing the same patterns that you've been doing your whole life. And it's been wired in a certain way in your body, in your system, through the imprinting within the nervous system. So, of course, if you are about to, make this decision for the first time to speak your truth, for the first time to set a boundary, for the first time to say no, to say enough, for the first time to express your needs, of course, it's going to feel so threatening. And you might feel like your whole body is kind of, shutting down, and it's too scary to go there. And again, it's not, in this very moment, it's acknowledging the fear response in the body as this mechanism that's been playing. It hasn't been safe before, but it's okay now because you're not who you were. And the more you anchor actually into your truth and the deeper voice underneath the fear, the knowing of, I cannot keep going like this. I need to choose differently. I need to say, I need to speak what I need to speak right now. And so I mentioned we are in this big evolutionary window that is building up until the beginning of 2026, beginning a whole new cycle with Saturn and Neptune on the Aries point. This hasn't happened in thousands of years. And right now, those planets are retrograde in Pisces. which really intensifies the ending. And that's why everything is magnified right now, especially in Scorpio season. It's like we're really, really asked to go deeper, to face those fears and to make new choices, because this is a specific window where we can complete certain karma. And through actually honoring our truth and making new decisions and owning our words and owning our intuition, our truth, we actually start to repattern the nervous system. And we can, in that moment, say, it is safe for me to be myself. Because the era, the new paradigm that we are moving into, it will be really all about what it is to be a true individual, what it is to be sovereign, what it is to be anchored, what it is to be connected to your own authority. That is why we are witnessing right now all the ways, the societal structure where external authority has been established. Everything is collapsing. Where you're looking at schools, where you're looking at banking systems, where you're looking at health, everything is shifting because more and more people are realizing, I have the answers within, and my whole life I've been told that someone has the answers outside, and I need to reclaim what it is to be me, what it is to be anchored in my truth and my authority right now. And so in this moment, with whatever is emerging, whatever content is emerging in your life, I want to tell you that even if it's scary, if you really feel it, if you know this is what you need to do, this is what you need to say, this is where you need to say, stop, enough, this is the moment. These weeks are incredibly, incredibly powerful, and especially actually building up until we have a very specific point. I think it's the 16th of December, which is the midpoint between eclipses, which is a huge portal, a huge beginning. Right now, it is throughout the month of November, it is so important to not actually do and put things in motion, but rewrite the story. And notice what's happening for you when you're afraid. If you feel like you need to distract, you need to overwork, you need to be in this activity mode, and actually what's being asked and where the energy is wanting to go is in the slowing down and really observing your mind, observing, okay, I need to do this, I need to avoid this, I need to control the situation in this way. What if this happened? What is this person doing? And all of the things, to become more still and quiet, to remember the body, to remember the ground, to remember the feet, to remember that you're held right now. And if you need support with this, you can click in the description below. I have released a 3-day, it's called an embodiment reset, and I'm guiding you through, it's 3 times 10 to 15 minute practices where I'm guiding you back into your body, into your center, teaching you certain incredible, simple, accessible tools for you to learn how to breathe, to slow down, to listen deeper within, and to connect. So your limits are being tested because life is presenting you with certain experiences where you're learning to let go. You're learning actually to die who you are, who you were. And it's so really important to know that you are okay. And again, and for me, I've been feeling things so intensely recently. And it's been really about reconnecting to the body in a way of re-establishing that safety directly in the body, remembering the ground, to support me in this journey where I feel like I want to, expand. And it's almost like, I don't know how it is for you, but I really feel it viscerally. It's almost in my heart. Sometimes I feel this anxiety. It's like this energy wants to expand. My heart wants to break free, wants to push out. And I'm really getting to understand the importance of grounding ourselves in order to truly expand. Because even though you feel, what is calling you and where you may go in 1, 2, 5, 10 years, in this sense of really opening and trusting and being more empowered and living more fully, right now what's happening is actually building the ground for that. And I think it's always often dismissed, the importance of grounding ourselves and finding safety within, so that expansion can have the solidity, the pillar, the foundation upon which it can stand. It's like a tree. The deeper the tree roots, the further, the broader the tree will be able to expand. This is how we are too. Now, another thing that I've been really noticing in myself, the second theme, the second aspect of this, is trusting what you're done with. The way evolution works, it's building. You're presented with certain things, experiences, life experiences happening, and you're falling back in the same pattern. You're finding safety the same way. And it feels like you're going backwards in a certain way. But I want to introduce the idea of the spiral, which I very often refer to in my own life and my own experience, which is, we are not linear being. It's not like we're moving from here to here. We are spiraling, and every time we are revisiting something, even though it may feel like we're going backwards because we're revisiting something that's been already happening before, we're revisiting with a higher, more mature, more empowered sense of awareness. And again we rise and we revisit. But for me in my own journey, it's very helpful to look at it in this way, because we are growing every time we're revisiting the pattern. And the fact is that there is a moment where you have gained enough stamina, resiliency, you've established new pathways in your nervous system, and you're able to come to the point where you say no more. This is not a match anymore. For me, it's been happening with the place that I've been living in Bali. A few months ago, it's done. I'm moving. I'm going back to Europe. I'm having this whole thing with social media. And I spent a whole weekend away from Instagram. And on Monday, it's like I don't want to engage with this platform anymore. I really want to, I feel like my creativity wants more long form, meaningful, deeply creative content. And so I want to engage in more long form writing. So in terms of long newsletter, potentially Substack, and long form video on YouTube. And it's like I look at Instagram and I feel it's not a match anymore. And so for you, if you are having this sense of, okay, don't want to do this anymore, really trust that. Sometimes it's very quick. But the truth is that the energy is accelerating more and more. And with Pluto now in Aquarius, and all of this is highlighted also with the Mars-Mercury conjunction, and Mars is in opposition to Uranus, and it's like we are breaking free from certain things, and it just happens so fast, and we really need to trust that, because what's happening is that you are becoming more discerning with what raises your frequency and what is taking your energy, what is taking from you, what is depleting you. And the more discerning you become, the more it's very clear, this is feeding me, this is depleting me. So I will say yes and cultivate and nurture whatever is feeding me and helping me to rise my frequency and actually becoming more of my true empowered self. And I will just let go of what is not. And the last aspect, the last theme that I want to touch on regarding this thread of fear versus intuition is the power of vulnerability. I feel there is this aspect of really becoming aware, becoming conscious, seeing clearly things for what they are, almost objectifying our experience, saying yes, saying no. But there is a sense of a deeper healing that happens through real intimacy. And it's both the intimacy with self and the intimacy with others. And this is so relevant right now with this Scorpio season also. And it's the sense of the fear that you're feeling is not wrong. It's not that there is this part of you that is really afraid of speaking up, that is really afraid of, maybe creating conflict, maybe being rejected, being abandoned. Because I think it's easier when you look at, kind of healing and spirituality to say, no, but this is my past and this is who I've been, and almost feeling bad for experiencing those fears, when actually, this is the mechanisms through, if you look at it really from a nervous system lens, this is the mechanisms through which you've stayed alive. This is actually what allowed you to become who you are now. Who you are now in the sense of the ability to claim your truth and your power and your essence and your direction and your voice. The way I see it more and more, it's very important to not identify with the fear that's coming up when a trigger is emerging, but it's equally important not to shame it or push it away. Like, how can we really hold it so tenderly, like we are holding a child? And this is something I was contemplating the other day, which is, imagine you have a child that is really afraid, for instance, afraid of sleeping in the dark at night. You're not going to say to the child, come on, like, this is ridiculous, everybody is sleeping in a dark room, grow up, although some parents may do that, but inwardly, do you really want to do that? Or actually, can you just stay with the child for enough time until the child learns that to be in the dark is safe? And naturally says, there come a point, there come a day, there come a night, it's like, I'm good. You can You can go, I'm good. And naturally that fear has alchemized and has transformed because it hasn't been shamed. You have not done anything, you've just offered presence. And I feel that presence is actually, when I speak about the power of vulnerability, you can only really honor and acknowledge the power of vulnerability when you're fully present. And sometimes it's that presence with yourself, it's that higher self that is reparenting the younger part of you that is afraid. And sometimes it's truly having the right people in your life to not fix you, to just be present with you and to say, it's okay. You know, so much of the rewiring of the nervous system happens through interpersonal relationships, rebuilding real intimacy. Because what happens when we're just seen as we are, for who we are, in our most vulnerable places, without being judged, being fully welcomed, fully listened to, fully given the space to just be, that fear actually transforms. And I feel this is really the healing. You know, to become more present with ourselves, to become more present with each other, to witness the other in their process with compassion, with acceptance, with understanding. You know, we're all doing the best we can with what we have. And to allow ourselves to be witnessed. So, yeah, that's all I have for today. And I hope that was supportive for you on your journey. Let me know in the comments if anything kind of resonated or landed specifically for you. And I will see you in the next video.